My name is Zoya Lozoya. I'm a senior majoring in English and minoring in comparative literature. In high school, I was really interested in evolution and Christianity, and I was really interested in looking at them as sort of separate worldview systems. As a freshman, I wanted to pursue a career in evolutionary biology. I've always been really interested in change over time and in big sort of historical problems. And evolution to me was something that I found extremely fascinating, but also something that was very contrary to my upbringing, because in high school, I spent a lot of time in the Christian church. As a freshman, I took a lot of biology and chemistry classes, and I really enjoyed them, but I felt at the end of the day that I wasn't really feeling fulfilled. I found myself struggling in my English classes because I wasn't as used to that type of thinking and that type of writing, but yet it somehow felt more meaningful than my biology classes. And after thinking a lot about it, I realized that the type of research that I was doing in biology for a long time wouldn't be getting at the core issues that I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at the implications of evolution for history, for society, for culture. And so if I took a career in the humanities, I would be able to study worldview on a cultural level. And so now I'm an English major that's looking at Christianity because it's also somehow related to evolution in Darwinian England. My freshman year, I took a class on the rhetoric of deceit. So I wrote my essay on Leo Tolstoy and the idea of a persona as being a form of deceit, to see how his followers built up a persona for the author to create a following behind him that might or may not have been actually true to his real person. My sophomore year Power, I took a class with Donna Hunter on scholarly activism, and instead of taking the route to look at straight activism and apply scholarship to it, I tried to go the opposite route and look at scholarship and look in which ways it could be an activist form of work. So I focused mainly on a professor here at Stanford in the English department, Franco Moretti. I got really involved in looking at what his work means for the new field of digital humanities, and I wrote my paper on the implications of digital humanities for English scholarship as the whole and how it reaches beyond the university. Right now I'm working on an honors thesis on Thomas Hardy's novel Jude the Obscure, and in what ways the English novel of the late 19th century responded, or in what ways it participated in the decline of Christianity in Western Europe. So with that, I'm looking at Christian language in the novel and how Thomas Hardy reappropriates it for a secular context. And so I do a lot of close readings, but a lot of textual analysis, and I have to flesh those out in my writing. I know what I'm working on pretty well, and eventually I start to feel like everybody knows this and it's a little bit boring. And I forget that the people I'm talking to might not know anything about what I'm researching. And so whenever I give a presentation or have to present pieces of my thesis for my faculty readers, I have to work on making sure that I start from a base level where whoever I'm talking to might not necessarily know, and then work my way up and create a familiarity with them that I have until I can bridge into the more complicated nuances of my research.